Can we do some North Dakota news?
Oh, sure.
This is not on the sound sheet, but we can kind of
Live
see
breaking news from the North Dakota State Fair.
This is sort of a
Now
test,
to our correspondent,
a test run
Matt Leck.
in Libertarian air traffic control. So this is an NBC News story from just yesterday, talking about something that happened up in Minot near the North Dakota State Fair.
Yeah.
Amateur video at the North Dakota State Fair captured the Delta Airlines regional jet flown by SkyWest making a sharp turn as the biggest bomber in the Air Force fleet, a B-52, roars over the crowd below.
For those of you on the right-hand side, you probably saw the airplane kind of sort of coming at us. Nobody told us about it.
After making a hard 25-degree bank to the right, then diving, the SkyWest pilot apologized to the passengers on board.
So sorry about the aggressive maneuver. It caught me by surprise. This is not normal at all. I don't know why they didn't give us a heads up, because the Air Force Base does have radar, and nobody said, hey, there's also a B-52 in the pattern.
Passenger Monica Green says the sudden turn felt very sharp.
I just remember the plane going like sideways like that and just looking straight out the window and just seeing grass.
It happened just 1,000 feet above the ground. In a statement, SkyWest says Flight 3788 had been cleared for approach by the tower, but performed a go-around when another aircraft became visible in their flight path. The Minot Tower doesn't have radar. It operates on visual flight rules. The FAA says the tower is run by a private company and these controllers are not FAA employees.
I'm not sure the B-52 crew even knew that the Delta airplane was there. So, and they were not talking to the same controller.
It comes just 6 months after an Army Black Hawk helicopter collided with an American Eagle regional plane, killing 67 people over Washington. Tonight, the private company that operates the Minot Tower is deferring all questions to the FAA. The military says that B-52 was flying on an approved flight path.
We're deferring all questions to the FAA, which we have no relationship with.
Which we're sort of existing in lieu of.
I mean, meanwhile, Sean Duffy's all over Fox News talking about how unsafe it is to ride the subway. And,
right.
And like, I mean, that's what he was doing. We don't need to play it, but like 5 days ago, he was just on there talking about, you know.
Let's play it. I mean,
I sent a short. I haven't heard it, but yeah.
Now, to be fair, if we were living in a libertarian, really, I mean, in many respects, Republican conservative world, what would happen is that this would be worked out by the various private companies who would be manning all of the various different airports. And there would be a third party who would adjudicate these situations. So, one airport would be like, we've got a Delta flight coming in, and another airport would be like, well, we've got a Southwest flight coming in. Then you would simply go to a third company, which would adjudicate these matters. And now, of course, this would also have to happen relatively quickly.
We'll make an app for that.
Yeah, and we'll just outsource it to an app, and that'll be it. Here is Sean Duffy getting caught lying about the New York City subway system. We have seen massive decreases in crime, like historical decreases in crime from when it had risen historically. And I know this is hard for a lot of conservatives to accept, but we had a once in a lifetime, hopefully, pandemic, which made a lot of different sort of social metrics and measures go haywire.
Yep.
And it has been dropping dramatically. And we have seen this also in the subways. As ridership came back, we have seen dramatic drops in crime. Here is Sean Duffy lying about this stuff. I don't know if, where he gets these.
Nadler going back with him.
Secretary Duffy, as recently as last week, you again attacked the MTA, claiming there's a surge in subway assaults and accusing the agency of withholding information. But many of your statements misrepresent the facts and ignore documentation already provided to your department. I want to address some of those claims directly. First, are you aware that major crime in the transit system, including assaults, is down 3% since last year and down 8% since 2019?
Well, I would say
That's a yes or no question.
well, no, that's wrong. The assaults that we've seen are up 60% with MTA in the system since 2019.
Why do you continue to ignore this and lie about this in your public comments?
Well, my question, why do you continue to lie about people being lit on fire in subways or pushed in front of trains? You should be fighting to make sure your subways are safe.
Our subways
You
are...
want people to ride subways, let's make subways safe.
Reclaiming my time. Our subways are safe, and I gave you the statistics.
They're wrong.
Second of all, you claimed earlier this year that there was no study of traffic impacts before the implementation of the congestion relief program. Are you aware that in 2023, your office received a nearly 4,000-page environmental assessment that thoroughly analyzed traffic patterns, transit operations, and environmental impacts in detail?
Are you aware that your governor did not want to move forward?
I asked if your
with
question. Are you aware that you got?
pricing?
Are you aware
President
that?
want the electorate
Excuse me,
to know that?
Answer my question. Are you aware that
November?
you got that 4,000-page environmental assessment?
That went to the last.
Yes or no?
To the last administration, they got it.
You got it. If so, why do you continue to deny its existence?
I haven't denied any existence.
Okay.
That's not-
Secretary Duffy, as you know, your attempt to
But
revoke the...
you're mischaracterizing what my complaint has been. That our roads are not for the elitists, the ones who have money or someone pays for their vehicle to drive into a cordoned area. I believe everyone has a right to use our roads.
All right, well,
You can't afford
it's a little bit
Secretary-
of field of, but the it's just fascinating because like there were 10 murders total on the subway in 2024. I think in the first quarter of 2025 there were 0, but I've also seen that there have been 2 total this year. So when like we're talking about transportation related death and like it and what the Secretary of Transportation should be focused on here, by the numbers, we all know what the reality is. By the numbers of aviation deaths this year, with that one crash at Reagan National Airport alone, which was also caused by there being too much air traffic as a result of military planes flying, which seems to be the same thing in North Dakota.
I should also add congestion pricing, like literally only, 4 months after it was implemented, is incredibly popular now.
Yes.
Across the board. It has reduced traffic for people who need to drive into the city for work, saving them time. It has cost them money, but it saves them time. There's also rebates for folks who are, I can't remember what the threshold is, but there are discounts if your income is lower than a certain amount. But it has reduced travel time, which of course saves people hours.
There's a relationship between time and money.
And
My
also
understanding is that's the
ambulances.
case.
Yeah.
Saving lives, it's also really important. Part of why congestion pricing was so key was that ambulances weren't able to get from point A to point B to save people's lives.
The first
because
responders
of
are doing better.
traffic.
Yeah.
It's also going to help with buses. It's going to make Mamdani's bus plan much easier to implement, which of course saves time for people, which of course saves them money. Like, I need less childcare, I need less, or I have more time at home, or whatever it is. I mean, it's a learned myopia.
Yes.
Well, this plays to a hysteria for suburban right-wing voters that has been basically cultivated since Death Wish. Like, be afraid of these urban areas, be afraid of public transportation. I mean, I talked to people, I got it over 4th of July saying, oh yeah, I know people from New York, they're afraid to use the subways. Well, they live in like suburban, like Long Island. Like, yeah, that's because the only interaction they have with the subway is on Fox News.
Well, that is what this, or it's look, I'm not above true crime. I think some women like it because it gives them a sense of control. But for a lot of women, it's also like a version of the New York Post, which is just like a way to kind of rile people up and make people feel like their suburban home, and it's usually homeowners or people like that are most invested in this very racialized obsession with urban crime, make them feel like they're safe. It's an extension of white flight stuff. But you mentioned these crime statistics. We've been meaning to bring this up since Monday, so I didn't want to forget. There was this analysis done and aggregated here by this Substacker, Jeff Asher, who does data analysis, and he compiled a bunch of different crime data showing that the United States right now is on track to have the largest one-year drop in murder ever recorded for the third straight year. And he put these tables up that show exactly what it was. It was the once-in-a-lifetime pandemic. Do we have that link here? Well, yeah, you can. I screenshotted the charts, and the link is below if we want it. But the charts are fine. Yeah, it's okay. These two charts are good. Okay, here it is. The national decline in murder stands out due to the extraordinary drop in many cities. New Orleans recorded fewer murders through June 2025 than any year since 1970, even in spite of the January 1st terrorist attack. New York City has only recorded fewer murders once through June since 1960. Philly, fewest since 1969. LA since 1966. Baltimore since 1965. Detroit since 1964. San Francisco, fewest ever recorded, and they started tracking this back in 1960. And it also, there's another table when we scroll down, Matt, that backs up the point that you've made regularly. This isn't the one, but we can scroll back up to it. The one about the cities. It's at the bottom. The difference in, here it is, in big cities. You can see that it looks like there's been an increase maybe in LA and Washington, but overall, the big cities that the Republicans try to demonize, the percentage change in crime from last year has been precipitous.
29. It's Kansas City right below it.
Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. So it's not even. There we go. Right.
Yeah, Missouri. Yeah.
It's Milwaukee, Kansas City.
Milwaukee and Kansas
Texas
City.
Here, Fort Worth. Yeah.
Yeah. So
now go scroll up on that tweet though, because we have been talking about this for some time, and go back one more on that tweet, because somebody reminded after Emma posted it up there that Tim Pool still put out. Now it was fascinating because I remember I didn't realize that he had put out put that back up. I didn't realize he had put out a video of the crime stuff when I was on, because when I was on, I just remember him yesing me on everything. So I don't know that he actually disagreed in that thing, but they use this because that guy that they would have on, didn't they have that guy on with you? I think when you were on with Tim.
The Real Justice Warrior.
Yeah, Real Justice Warrior. What it was Super Justice Warrior, whatever his name was. I can't remember exactly, but and this was a guy who was convinced that crime was not a function, that the huge spike in crime that happened just as the pandemic was peaking, as people were in lockdown, as like one of the most sort of traumatic or widely shared, let's put it this way, universal traumatic experiences. You know, it was like the last episode of MASH, almost. Like that everyone in the country and around the world suffered simultaneously. It would be absurd to expect that it's anything but a coincidence and not a function of George Floyd, that we had this huge...
The Floyd effect.
The Floyd effect. Of course.
Of people being upset about cops killing people.
Of people being... is why we have all of this huge crime. The pandemic was completely incidental to this rapid rise.
The lack of respect from the media towards cops giving everyone license. Like,
yeah.
Are you kidding? That was...
It went all the way after 2020. Some in 2021, and then the George Floyd effect just dropped off.
And then we're having an emotional breakdown right now.
I know. But I don't hear from these people anymore about crime. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird how after Trump gets elected, all of that crime stuff. I mean, when was the last time you heard anybody mention Trenta Agua or like the invasion that we have from Venezuelans? The only time you hear about Venezuela now is when they release these Venezuelans from CCOT And the only thing you even hear remotely is that none of these people were Trent Argua, and the CCOT was a total, like, torture chamber, essentially.
Right. And it's also not just murder. I want to make that clear. The drop off in all crime is like precipitous. It was down double digits. It's like 11% for assaults. It's in my tweet, but like something like 11% for assaults, 12% for property crime. Everything is down compared to the same. There we go. Violent crime down 11% versus last year. Property crime down 12%, according to that table too. So it's across the board, across the country, and you're comparing that data from January to June of last year as well. So we're back to extremely low levels. And it's not just because Trump came into office and went after Trende Aragua or whatever. We were hitting records for precipitous decline in murders and also significant drops in other crimes in the years preceding this one as well.
Swing state. I used to bartend at a downtown restaurant in a mid-level city and had to people tell me you couldn't go downtown without getting stabbed anymore, as we were downtown at that moment, not getting stabbed.
Sean Duffy is a reality TV Christian from Milwaukee. Like, he has no idea about what it's actually like to live in a city like this.
Yeah.
Without like a chauffeur.
Hey folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.